Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better.
Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome inside the Halifax Forum for tonight's U18 high button Nova Scotia league action between the Halifax Macdonalds coming into this game in first place, 28-1-1 on the season, against the third place Pictou County Weeks Crushers, who sit in third with a 22-5-2 record on the season. They sit in third, two positions behind the Max, as they have one game in hand. They trail by 6 points. Linesman doing some quick work to the net in the Max zone as we're set for puck drop. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Logan Carruthers as we get set here for this matchup. The Max looking to stay up ahead of the leaderboard. The Pictou County Crushers looking to gain ground, and we are underway inside the historical Halifax Forum as it gets chipped in by the Max. Liver will give chase. Fraser over to the far side, centered, picked off. Ganesh the point, a distant shot, and a blocker save for Jared Sorhando. Getting the nod here tonight against the Max. He comes into this game with an 11-5 record on the season, a goals against average of .258, and a save percentage of .907. As the Pictou County Crushers trying to make up some ground here. They're trailing by 6 points, sitting in third in the league. 4 games left for the Max, 5 for the Pictou County Weeks. Crushers, the junior A team and the minor hockey league team. My apologies if I get that mixed up here as it gets chipped in. Out to play it. Chandler Bell gets the nod here for the Max. In this game, Bell coming into the season, or into the game with a 11-2 record on the year. Sullivan takes a bump there as he enters the zone. Bell has a 1.77 goals against average and a .936 save percentage here so far this year. So he's seen 14 games. His partner, I should say, has seen 15. Between the pipes, he's a stunning 15-0. As the Pictou County fans here in attendance wanted a call there on the trip, as they'll dump that in. Eisner at the blue line. He'll let a shot go and a save by Bell. Holds on for the whistle. Nice quick chance there for Cameron Eisner. Get the first high quality chance against the Max in this game. Still no score in this one. It's face off to the glove hand side of Bell. Bell, the left-hand catching goal. You don't see too many of those around. Hard to find gear for goaltenders that catch with their left hand, but seems to have some gear that seems to be working so far here this season. Odell to center, and the Weeks will dump it right back in. Bell blockered it away to the half wall. White to it first for the County Weeks. As out come the Max though. Odell through the neutral zone. He'll chip it in. Out to play it. Sorhando up the wall. Shear chipping it back. Takes a ride there from Williams on the end wall. White behind the goal line. He'll reverse. Taking his time, working it up. Williams up into the neutral zone. It was tipped. That'll take away the icing. And that'll allow the AP for the Weeks, number 15, Liam Conlon, to get in on the forecheck. He had recently been called up from the Basin View Armada in the U16 league here in Nova Scotia. Good feeder system. Here's a chance and a blocker save by Bell. Sneaking in from the point. Great opportunity there from Fraser. Ethan Fraser has a hit there from Odell. Knocks his helmet up high. McEachern at the line. Takes a bump. Chips it in. Here's Fraser activating and a shot there. A pad save. Rebound. Fraser has it. Kicks it to the point. McEachern pressured there by Haverstock, and a turnover and a 2-on-0. It's Chuko with McKay to McKay. Back to Chuko and a pad save. What a save by Sorhando. And back come the Weeks. 2-on-2. Breen. Good back check there by Joseph Breen to disrupt that odd man rush for the Pictou County Weeks, and a great chance and a great save. Coming off the pad, Haverstock takes a ride free, a charge from McEachern. He's slow to get up. He'll go to the bench. Krillman, 200 feet from his goal, will battle on the end wall, come up with it. He'll walk it over top, and a shot there goes off the stick, up and out of play, hitting the mesh. Will stop play with 16:09. What a back-to-back. Couple chances there Teams going and exchanging one after another. A 2-on-0 in one end. Broken up beautifully by the blocker side pad of goaltender Jared Sorhando. 11-5 record on the season, 2.58 goals against average, and you can add that one to his highlight reel from this season. Face off, push forward by Levitt. Williams up the shorthanded wall, chip to the middle for Kidd. Kidd coming over from the Martian Milco Hunters. Granted a release near the start of the season, coming to the Pictou County Weeks here. And a big hit there, Lovett. As it's worked back into the neutral zone. The Max looking to get in on the forecheck. Lovett at the blue line. He'll chip and chase. Into the corner, Williams takes a bump. Trying to work it out strong. It is, but it's right onto the stick there, and it's worked up by Tanner through the neutral zone. Treewin up through center. Picked off, Williams trying to work it back over the blue line. Turned over just inside, and out come the Max. 2-on-1, Liver with Strong, trying to feed it across was Cooper Strong. As it goes into the corner, clearing up, past Suds. Linesman saying could have made a play on it, so no icing. Suds, he'll rim it hard around Treewin. He'll keep it moving up to center and right back into the Max zone. Fleming to the blue line. Liver looking for it in his feet. Sidesteps a hit there on a nice pass up. Here's Bottomley, MJ Bottomley, the Halifax Wolverine product. Out there on the forecheck, Fleming turns it over, tries to reverse, takes a bump. That goes right onto the stick of number 24, Eli Swain. Down there trying to work it out. Or sorry, that was Cameron Eisner, number 24. Here's a turnover in front to the point. Creelman has it worked up and out. Suds will regroup at the red line. Bottomley up ahead, offside. Sullivan couldn't wait up in time as Fleming tracking back, setting his man offside. And a frigid night here in Halifax. The car saying -12. I'm curious to see what the temperature, the feel-like temperature is here in Halifax, but a cold winter day here in Halifax leaves the form at a very frigid temperature as it gets sent in. Sorhando leaves it McKenzie. He'll play it around. Up the wall, held in. Krillman momentarily, good job, and out comes Kidd. Drop pass, walking in. Croft, shot glove save, rebound to the slot and picked up. Max working it back. Here's Odell to center. He'll chip and chase. Shear gets to it first, below the goal line. He'll work it up the half wall. Shear cycling off the skate, almost to the same spot. Picked up Welsh. River Welsh had a goal last night in a shot from a sharp angle, goes off the side of the net. Back up, walking in. Bootlear's shot goes off the skate. Odell in the corner, trying to spin away from pressure. As the Sorhando saying the net is off its bearings. As out come the Weeks to the neutral zone. Turned over at the blue line, following up and chipping that in. The call up, Liam Conlon. Up ahead for Shear at the far blue line. He'll work it in right onto the stick and controlled by McEachern. McEachern for Pugsley, up for Fraser. Left there and worked up through the neutral zone and in over the blue line. Trying to sidestep was Burnham. In front, here's a chance. Bell holds on for the whistle. 13:06 remaining on the clock as the net off its bearings, potentially down in Sorhando's end. We'll have to wait and see. He might have, or the ref might have replaced it as the puck went up the ice. No need to stop the play. They'll play on here with about 7 minutes expiring in the opening period. Still no score. Definitely some chances both ways, but both goaltenders standing tall here so far. McEachern stops up. He works it up to the center. Pugsley will chip it in past Breen, and an icing call on a late one at that, as it went right past the stick of Breen. Sim not able to hop over, so it'll force Jude Cochran. The call up from the Fundy Thunder. Here's to stay out on the ice. And it looks like they'll wait to drop the puck. It looks like it's Strong on the half wall down there with Burnham. or Bertram, sorry. Working that puck down below. Fleming battling on the end wall below the goal line. He centers all the way up through everyone past Joseph Breen. Down. Suds will have to go back below his goal line. He'll rim it around on his backhand. Fraser reading that, steps in. Fleming out to the neutral zone. Tanner up into the neutral zone, under the stick of Fraser, and out come the Max. Ian Lovett over the blue line. He'll drop it off there. Liver off the stick, up and out of play. Another whistle with 12:22 remaining on the clock. Face-off will go and stay inside. A utility change for the Max. Treewin and Ganesh on the back end. Fleming, Sullivan, and Bottomley. So Fleming's going to stay. He's joined now by Bottomley and Sullivan. Offensive zone draw. He'll face off against Hunter Green. To the wall, activating off the point. Treewin now down below the goal line. Centers out in front. Bottomley couldn't hit the one-timer. Fleming battling on the half wall. Bottomley will push it down low. Cycled in behind. Good job there by the Weeks to avoid some pressure, and out they come to the neutral zone. A big hit there by Fleming, rubbing Green out right in front of his bench. Up the wall, and Ganesh takes a ride there, finishing his check down on the end wall. Ewan White. Fleming trying to get it back down low. Out to the far side. Treewin stepping up. Takes a hit there and has a couple words for the captain, Williams. As Williams ended up spilling down. Heads up. Sullivan finishing his check in the corner. Centered. Ganesh read it perfectly. Ganesh to his backhand. Shot blocked. Another chance and a pad save. Sorhando. Here's another chance. Ganesh walking in, shooting, and another pad save. Sorhando. Williams with a attempt of a hit, getting stood up by Logan Treewin on the far side blue line. Then had a block. Ganesh, another red pass through the neutral zone. This time River Welsh in over the line. Welsh to his forehand, tried to tuck it around the pad, unable to do so. And the Weeks under some pressure here as in come the Max. He'll chip and chase Sorhando. Below the goal line, had almost turned it over, but he'll find White, who centers onto the stick and worked up into the neutral zone by Green. He'll chip it high into the zone and peel off for the change. The Max with a flurry of chances there. And a good job by Sorhando, standing strong. Heads up, Suds is going to get tripped down, and it's going to be a power play upcoming for the Max. And it's going to be a tripping call charged to Kidd. It's going to be Nathan Kidd off, and it's going to be a Fatso. Peanut butter power play for the Max. Shearer, Lovett, Liver out to start. On the back end will be Creelman, Fleming. So 4 forwards to start the power play here. 10:35 remaining, and a power play midway through the period. Here trying to get the opening goal of the game. We'll see if the Max can capitalize. Creelman down the wall. Shear pressured a little bit. He'll work it down. McEachern centers off the skate and into the neutral zone, just creeping inside the blue line. Creelman will go back. He'll skate it in behind the dots. Now up into the neutral zone. Riley Creelman had 3 assists last night in the win over the Mustangs. He'll take a shot just wide. Liver out in front, trying to bang it home. Fleming going to take a couple cross checks. Love it. Going to give a little push there to Sim, and that'll stop play. Or Hando holding on for the whistle. Some intensity here. The Pictou County Weeks fans in attendance with pots and pans with wooden spoons here to make some noise for their hometown team on the road. Love it. Will stay out. Same line. Out for another offensive zone draw with 1:32 remaining on the power play. Liver across for Creelman. Creelman for Shear. Shear. Liver shot blocked in front. Fleming. They score! And they'll immediately call it off. Goaltender interference. And it's going to be a penalty on Fleming. And Fleming to the box for goaltender interference. 4-on-4 hockey. 9:57 remaining on the clock. And some 4-on-4 action. It's going to be a Goaltender interference call. And then that, right after the 10-minute mark, will bring us to our TV timeout. We'll be back here with some 4-on-4 action in a minute's time.
My McDonald's Rewards gets you breakfast before work, free fries at lunch, for the friend who said they didn't want any, and whatever a meal is at this hour. Join My McDonald's Rewards to get free McDs.
Remove dirt, grease, and debris with a high-pressure, environmentally friendly wash from The Big Wash. With over 20 years' experience, The Big Wash can tackle any job, from heavy industrial equipment and truck fleets to residential buildings and parking lots. Plus, they do boats, patios, and graffiti removal. Locally owned and operated, fully insured, and working year-round 24/7. The Big Wash, 70 Crane Lake Drive, Bears Lake. Online at thebigwash.ca.
And we're back here for the second half of the opening period. 4-on-4 action. Still no score between the Weeks and the Max. As a penalty to Fleming for goaltender interference on the goal, as Sorhando went down onto his backside with a bump there from Fleming in front, who thought he had scored the first goal of the game. Stays off the board and will remain 4-on-4 here for about a minute 16 seconds. And then it'll be an abbreviated power play for the Weeks. One back by the Max. That'll be played around to the wall. Trying to chip it up. And behind his net, Krillman gathers it. He'll skate it up. He'll look up ice. He'll send it across for Uzuchuko. Him and McKay had a 2-on-0 earlier in the game. Unable to capitalize. As that centering pass picked off, dropped back, and Tanner over to the far side. Behind the stick, great job there to pull it up. Burcham, he turned it over though, as it was a good pickup, but unable to enter the zone clearly. Here's Sim, far side Sim, fakes a dump. He's pressured by Krillman. Sim heads up off the linesman, delayed offside call. Sullivan, as it went off the linesman and into the zone, unable to get back in time, I think was Lovett, and an offside call charged to the Max. It'll be a face-off here just to the left of us. Exactly 9 minutes on the clock remaining, a minute and 3 on the Max penalty, 25 seconds on the Weeks penalty. One back, Ganesh playing it across for Treewin. He'll circle back for Ganesh. Ganesh is going to use his net for some safety and get moving up ice. Look at the separation 21 creates as he works it in over the line. Ganesh shot, blocker save into the corner. Odell cycles down below. Lovett's going to pressure the man. That's Sim spinning it back for Williams. He'll poke it up the short side wall. McKenzie pressured by Lovett. Has his stick in there trying to disrupt the puck. And an abbreviated 30-second power play here for the Weeks, as this will be an abbreviated Thompson moving penalty kill here for the Maxes. And over the line, Kidd to the point. McKenzie down the wall. Frazier tried to work it into the corner. That goes up off a stick as he fanned on the first attempt. And the second one off the stick and up into the mesh, out of play. Faced off will stay inside. Green, White, Pugsley, Sullivan, and Tanner out for this. 12 seconds remaining on the penalty or the power play for the Weeks. 8:09 remaining in the period. The Weeks trying to gain ground on the first place Max. They have one game in hand. They trail by 6 points, and heads up, that puck sails up just past us, and the trainer and the assistant coach, I believe, which thing they were paying attention to the game. That puck sailed just up here next to us. I can see it just down to the left of me here. It hit the pillar that you sometimes see in the shots down in the weak zone in the first period, as Green Had it off his stick, back to 5-on-5. As that penalty kill, the Thompson moving penalty kill, successful for the Max. The abbreviated 30-second power play for the Weeks, unsuccessful. Here's an opportunity. Pugsley cuts, drops it for White as he took a hit there. White in the corner, centered out in front, and that'll be held onto by Bell for the whistle. Pugsley in there, crashing the net hard, and taking a little bit of a bump there was Hunter Green in front of the net. The Weeks will send out a new line. Kidd will hop out with Liam Conlon, Burcham, McEachran on the back end, and Croft will play on the right side, lining up to the right side of Kidd on the face-off here in the offensive zone. Kind of a different setup for the Weeks here as they have their men shifted. Their D-men almost playing where their left defenseman should play, and the right one over almost on the where the left defenseman would take the draw. And heads up, that goes right off the exit sign there, and the exit sign right there is no longer says exit on anymore, as Krillman just exploded the casing off the exit sign. So 2 pucks out of play right around the same area. Pucks will fly out of play. You got to pay attention here in the Halifax Forum. I know one of my old D partners used to come around. If he was tired on a shift, he'd just fling it into the crowd. And a chance there. I don't think that found its way all the way to Bell. Stretch pass for Shear. No touch on it. It's going to go all the way down. Icing call, another offensive zone draw for the Weeks. They'll change some utilities up. Williams and McKenzie now on the back end. As mentioned, yeah, if he was tired, he'd come around the back of the net and sail one as high up into the stands as he could and then peel right off for the change. He knew he wasn't going to get a penalty. Well, not at this age at least. As you see here, McKenzie lined up as if he was almost taking the draw on the other side of the ice. So Coach Kyle McLennan always has some nifty plays as Shear over the line offside will stop play. Kyle McLennan, a wizard with the whiteboard, so I'm told, as seen a couple different offensive draw looks here for the Weeks as the faceoff will go to the far side, not on the short side. 7:03 remaining on the clock here in the opening period. As mentioned, no scores. It's played across. Ganesh flipping it high to the far side. Williams pressured in the wall there awkwardly as the men both losing an edge going into the wall. As last night the Zamboni broke down in that exact spot, so I wonder if that is having any effect today. Here's a chance out in front and a big save, Sorhando. And Uzuchuko barrels into the net, knocking it off its bearings. Will stop play. 6:43 remaining opening period, still no score. As expected, this one a tight affair here so far. Back and forth chances for both teams and still no score on the board. Both goaltenders standing tall. Bell with a 12-2 record. Sorhando with an 11-5 record. So both winning goaltenders here this season and both impressive numbers in the goals against average and the save percentage for both men. Both under 3 goals against average and a save percentage over 900. Really, what more can you ask for other than the 15-0 Cale Campbell that played last night against the Mustangs? As it's worked in, Breen, he'll flip it up into the neutral zone. Tanner dumps it right back in as Bell had a little trouble with it there, bobbled it a little bit, but kept it out of the back of the net. Here's Jack Skanish through the neutral zone. He'll chip it in. He'll chase it in. First in the F1, Jack Skanish, the defenseman. It's a good job by Sam Fleming covering there as he'll back off. Ganesh, great back check on Tanner. They get tied up as back here come the Max Sullivan. Into the far side corner. He'll try to center. Good defensive play there by Ewan Sim to break that up. Centering pass in the slot, broken up off the stick of MJ Bottomley, up and out of play. Will stop the clock at 5:52 remaining in the period. Face-off will stay inside of the zone. of the Weeks. So it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Max. Sending out some new utilities. Haverstock, Uzachuko, McKay, Suds, and the captain Krillman, who had 3 points last night in the 5-1 win over the Mustangs. Ian Lovett, a 3-point night as well with a goal and 2 assists. So a big night for those two, leading the way. His heads up, another puck flipped up off over the glass and out of play. So 2 pucks up below me. As I mentioned, that first one is right there. As photography lady gonna collect some pucks and add them to the shooting gallery maybe at home, or add them to the warm-up bucket for the Max. Face off in the offensive zone, tied up. Haverstock is going to try to battle it up, but it's won by Bircham to the wall. Haverstock finishing his check there. Good job, Haverstock. Not the biggest of kids, but will finish all his checks. Is at the line there, chipped in by White. Krillman gathers a high flip over to the short side, glove to stick at center, heads up. Haverstock, well, as mentioned, will finish his checks. There's Haverstock at the red line, chip it in. Max looking to get on the offensive forecheck is Uzachuko. Chike Uzachuko, wearing number 24 this season for the Max, is to the line and not out. McKay's shot on his backhand goes off the stick, picked up to the point. Suds waits, works it D to D. Krillman shot it into the chest for a save of Sorhando. Just under 5 minutes remaining on the clock as 4:55 remaining here in the first. Some chances both ways. Now the Max having some offensive zone time. Love it out there with Liver and Strong, Ganesh and Trewin on the defensive side for the Max. You see Ganesh right here on the bottom of your screen, so to say. Middle of your screen, I guess. Face off, tied up and won by the Weeks. He'll play it around to the short side. Has a nice breakout there. Heads up, Ganesh try to line up his man, Croft, as he's just sidestepped that. Croft, centered. Here's a chance at a goal. The opening goal is going to go to the AP, Liam Conlon, and the Weeks lead by 1. A great centering feed from number 19, Jaden Croft, to find the call-up from the Basin View Armada. I wonder if that'll be his first goal in the league or not, but it's going to be a goal for the Weeks to open it up here, and it's going to go to number 15, Liam Conlon. And the Weeks up by 1 here in the form. On the road, playing a pretty solid game here. As mentioned, chances going both ways. Bell just unable to squeeze the 5-hole in time as that one squeaked through. And a quick chance. Great feed from Croft, taking the hit to make the play. Heads up, and River Welsh just got decked. And McKenzie is going to go for interference. Welsh is okay. He's sitting up. McKenzie's going to go for interference, but he had the puck, so that one a little bit of a weird one for me, I will say. But on the giving end of those, for sure. And the man just dishing the puck puts himself in a vulnerable spot and stepping up, as the definition of interference is the player without the puck is interfered with. So he doesn't have the puck when he's made contact with, but Welsh, if you watch that back, had the puck, dished it, and you have about a little bit of abbreviation, maybe 2 seconds between him dishing the puck and you being able to finish your check on him, and we'll have to rewatch that one. A little bit high, maybe a head contact call would have been appropriate, but it was an interference call, so maybe a misjudged call, but penalty to say the least, and a Max Fatso peanut butter power play underway. 1 minute and 53 seconds remaining on that. 4 minutes and 11 seconds on the clock. As to the wall, Sim works it back, and that'll be sent right down. Good job by Griffin McEachran. Krillman using his net to avoid the pressure. He'll skate it up through the neutral zone. Krillman for Lovett. Chipping that in. Shear's going to give chase along with Fleming on the end wall. Fleming works it up to the point. Here's Krillman. He'll walk it, pass it across for Shear. Back for Krillman. He'll walk it in, down low. Lovett. Up top, over top of the zone, off the stick. Liver able to keep it in. Liver to Krillman. He'll let a shot go. They score. Riley Krillman keeping the hot stick going. Has 4 points in 2 games. And this time in the goal category. And Riley Krillman leading his team back. And we're knotted up at 1 in the form. 3:30 remaining, opening period. A seeing eye shot from the point, and the Max Fatso peanut butter power play is gonna work out for them this time, as their power play, along with the Weeks power play coming into the game, both sitting at 30% on the season. The PK just a little bit better for the Max at 89, and the PK for the Weeks at 82, so 7% better on the penalty kill and exact same numbers on the power play. Liver's going to pick up the assist. Odell finishing his check as that's chipped in. Ganesh, he'll rim it around. Shear on the half wall. We'll get it out to the neutral zone where White gathers it back up. Up ahead, McKenzie, who served the penalty where the Max tied it up at 1. Out there as Eisner on the forecheck gets rimmed around. Odell trying to get it out, can't do so. McKenzie chips it back down the wall, turned over, and out come the Max. That pass for Shear behind him, but bounces off the wall. Shear in and a shot wide past the blocker. It's going to go all the way back down into the Max zone. Gavin Suds will gather it up and look up ice for an option off the board. Shear has it, or that's River Welsh. Welsh in, lets a shot go, and all just off the pad of Sorhando, and out comes Kidd with some speed. Nathan Kidd takes a bump. Odell finishing his check there. Is now into the action. Fleming to the point, shot glove save by Bell, holds on for the whistle. Physicality starting to pick up here a little bit as both teams knowing what's on the line. The Weeks trying to make up some ground. They got to catch the Subarus, who seem to be the hottest team post Christmas break, winning the Ice Jam and getting a couple players back from Junior A and one from prep school hockey. So the roster a little bit bolstered during the Christmas break, having a little bit of a really solid second half. So the Week's going to have to catch them to see if they can catch the Max. That icing call charge to the Max. Suds there trying to connect. Didn't have the man low enough supporting him. I think he was maybe complaining about to the coach McCarthy. Tony McCarthy, the assistant coach, running the D side of things. Fleming, defensive zone draw. Suds will have it now behind his goal line. He'll work it up. Suds trying to center, goes off the skate as the goal scorer out there with the assist man in Croft for the Weeks. Trying to get one back. His head's up out of the play over into the bunch of fans sitting on the far side of the rink. There's a decent little crowd here on hand. Not in a jam-packed house, but a few fans here in attendance for this Saturday night game. Good to see coming out to support some local hockey and some high-level hockey at that, as these two teams ranked up near the top of the league. Just 6 points separating them. Krillman for Treewin below the goal line. Treewin, nice feed there onto the stick of Lovett, who skates it up to the neutral zone. Ian Lovett with a good burst of speed. Got it up, but not in. Is now up to the far side. Liver for Lovett over the blue line. Lovett walks in, backdoor pass, and unable to connect there was Strong, and Sorhando down on the ground as Strong ran into his blocker side leg. We'll wait and see. Liver in there to have a little word with Sim. Gave the shot to strong afterwards. Sarhando is all right. He's back to his crease. With a minute and 6 seconds left. Face-off will come outside of the zone, saying the Max player was the one who forced the goalie into the net to force the puck, or the net off its bearings. It's one. Creelman will send it right in off the draw. As inside a minute now remaining here in the opening period. 1-1 the score. The Max in the offensive zone. Creelman gets barreled over on the far side by Fraser. Creelman got to be smart there. He's tied his feet up with Fraser as in comes Liver offside at the line, and Fraser still down on the ground. We'll have to see if we caught that on video. I turned to grab the play as the part of High Button Sports policy, we will not show the injured player, but one guy saying he kicked him, his hand in the midsection. We'll see if any of the officials saw it. But for now, we'll be back after this injury timeout here live on High Button Sports. Did you see Fraser there go to the bench, and he'll head down in the tunnel for, I don't know if you can really get some repairs on where he's holding, so maybe a stick up between the legs. I didn't see it as the puck got flipped up. I know they were tied up. I went to change the camera to follow the play on the puck, and behind the play. So I didn't catch it. I don't know if the camera caught it or not, but it will be a five-on-five. No penalty on the plate, so it will remain 5-on-5. Creelman will stay on. And now the Pictou County Weeks coach is going to have a chat with the ref. So now we will get set to drop the puck. 42 seconds remaining in the first period, an intense first period. And the Max Shear will get kicked out of the draw. In to take it will be Bottomley. Bottomley and Liver in. So now it'll be Liver. Bottomley unable to take it. Creelman and Treewin on the back end. To the wall. Good stick by Liver, keeping it down. Liver backdoor chance, and a good job breaking that play up was Tyler Sullivan. He's up over the blue line. Here come the Weeks. Half a minute remaining on the clock. That pass centered out in front, and Bell holds on for the whistle. 27 seconds remaining on the clock. Kidd in there trying to mix things up a little bit, create a little friction. 2 for unsportsmanlike, and Kidd's going to go to the box. Nathan Kidd, and it's going to be a late power play here with 27 seconds remaining on the clock. Nathan Kidd to the box for unsportsmanlike, and a little bit of a cheeky call if you ask me. This is a game between a second and third place, or a first and third place team, coming down to crunch time here. Playoffs 4 games away. Obviously, some teams are going to want to try to stir things up here, get a little rivalry going. That's what hockey's about. And the Max back to the Fatso. Peanut butter power play here for the remainder of the period. Offside call. Ganesh just couldn't hold the line in time, and it's going to force the face-off outside as the power play will carry over into the second period if the Max are unable to pop one here late in the first to get their first lead of the game. They trailed by 1. Off the stick of Liam Conlon, but answering back was Riley Creelman, and a big hit there on Treewind. has some energy on the Pictou bench. It's 10 seconds and another hit by on Treewin. Williams laying the boom. And here's a chance and they score. The energy was there with 2 seconds remaining in the first period. Jax Ganesh sneaking in from the point makes it 2-1, and the Max now have their first lead of the game. Jax Ganesh with 2 seconds on the board makes it 2-1 for the Halifax Max. Williams laying a few massive hits there, but Ganesh taking the wind out of the sails of the Pictou County weak squad with a goal on the power play. And the Max now leading by 1 here. 2 seconds remaining on the clock. As Eisner at the whistle giving a whack to Sullivan. So the intensity definitely a factor here, and I'm sure it'll carry over to the second period. We'll be back here for all the action live on High Button Sports after this 15-minute intermission.
Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local.
And welcome back inside the Halifax Forum for the second period of action between the Weeks and the Max, here live on High Button Sports for this Nova Scotia U18 High Button Sports Hockey League matchup. Here the first place Max coming into the second period with a 1-goal lead over the third place picked out County Weeks. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Logan Carruthers with High Button Sports. And second period moments away. As face-off one back by the Max. That puck sent hard off the end wall. Trying to get to it is Lovett, an icing call. Charged right off the opening draw. Lovett tried to get the foot race there on the opening draw. That was Trewind to try to spring Lovett, but a good job getting the feet going there was Griffin McEachern. So a quick play off the opening draw for the Max. Puck one. Liver has it underneath of him. Worked up into the neutral zone. McEachern will sauce that up ahead. Bertram will step up over the line. He'll take a bump for his efforts as he will put it down low. Liver, though, for the Max. Chipping it up. Not out, though. It goes off the skate. Back here's Fraser. Good to see him back after suffering a little bit of a, so to say, low blow in the opening period. He'll get in on the forecheck. Trewind. Fraser finishing his check there. In the corner, worked up to the center and sent right back in. Liver gathers. He'll sauce that up. Strong got barreled there from Fraser. A delayed call upcoming for boarding to Fraser as Cooper Strong got run over. Fraser obviously not happy. Neither are the Pictou County Weeks, and the Max back to the Fatso peanut butter power play. As the power play 30% on the season coming into the game. They lead here by 1, looking to make it 2. Face off one all the way back, and it's going to go all the way into the Max zone. To start off the power play, they'll have to start it from their own zone this time. Lovett below the goal line, had it bobble off of his stick. He'll spin it back. Krillman below the goal line. He'll work it out from behind the net. He'll send it across. Stopping up. Fleming up ahead. Just out of the reach. McEachern trying to poke it out, but not able to. Fleming turns it over just inside. And the Weeks send it all the way down. Bell out to leave it for Krillman. He's pinched off there by Kidd. Pesky number 28, Nathan Kidd, in there on the forecheck. Love it for Krillman. They'll break things up. Krillman for Shear. He'll chip it and chase. Sullivan to it first. Reverse play for McEachern. Fleming finishing his check off the bench. Sullivan down low. Fleming below the goal net. Fleming up for Krillman. They'll set things up. Krillman walks in. He'll dish for Liver. Liver for Krillman. Back for Liver. Back for Riley. Krillman lets a shot go just wide past the glove hand side. Shear has it now. Up to the point. Liver. 4-man forward power play here for the Max once again. Shear off the shot from Krillman. Gathers it. Cycles it for Sullivan, who tried to center. Kidd out to the blue line. Held in just onside. Trewind lets a shot go. They score. Logan Trewind off the bench and shooting it home there past the blocker side. Another defenseman goal for the Max to make it 3-1 here inside their home barn as they look to try to separate away from the Weeks. And that one from Trewind, his second point of the game, makes it 3-1 for the Max on the Fatso peanut butter power play. Face off, worked up to center. Fraser out of the box after he served his boarding call. Cycle around, here's Ganesh. He'll flip. Good hand-eye there by Sim, but it's right under the stick of Trewind. And out come the Max. Inside the blue line, McKay sidesteps a hit as he got it down in low. Uzuchuko pressuring Williams. Williams up the wall. Not out though, good step in there at the far side by Jax Ganesh. Nate McKay on the forecheck. Pugsley pressured there. Turns it over. Uzuchuko and Williams are going to battle. They'll leave it McKenzie. He'll rim it up the wall for Sim. Sim trying to keep it on his tape, loses it. Here's Treewin at the point, shot, blocker save, back up to the point. Logan Treewin, who just capitalized on the power play, just being able to hold it on side and coming in and ripping it home for the Max 2-goal lead on the power play. Here's McKenzie through the neutral zone. He'll try to work it around Ganesh. Ganesh goes down with McKenzie. Arm up on the play. Ganesh not happy with that. And a holding call to Ganesh as McKenzie will draw that one. We'll try to get the assist there. The Treewin goal going to be assisted by Sam Fleming and Will Shear. And this time it's going to be a Thompson moving penalty kill for the Max as the Weeks to the power play. Their power play coming into this game 30%, sitting the same as the Max on the season. The penalty kill, the only real separation so far between these two teams. The record very similar, as well as their special teams percentages. Shear on the forecheck, trying to disrupt that puck, but out come the Weeks. Through the neutral zone, Kidd had it poked off his stick. River Welsh can't get it in deep. Tanner overskates that puck. As Shear in front of the bench there, he'll work it, trying to get it back in deep. He'll elect to pin it up on the wall. Shear and River Welsh out there on the Thompson moving penalty kill to start it off. They've killed about 45 seconds off. Now they'll kill a little more off as they'll get it down in deep as Nathan Kidd spins away from pressure below the goal line. Kidd waits. Welsh will peel off on the change under the stick of White. Suds off the dashboard up to the neutral zone, up at center. Good read though by Tanner. He'll spin back. Drop it off. Sim had to go off his skate and dumped in Sam Fleming. Picking up an assist on the most recent Max power play goal. As here's a chance, Fleming scores! And Sam Fleming makes it 4 on the Thompson moving penalty kill. A shorthanded goal for number 12 to give him his second point of the game. A goal and now an assist, and now number 12 is going to add on a goal here to make it 4-1 for the Max. On the penalty kill, still 37 seconds remaining on that. 15:04 remaining on the clock. Treewin out there with Lovett, Liver, and Krillman here to kill off the last 35 seconds or so on the penalty kill. Burcham below his goal line, pressured Liver, trying to jam it in the short side. Down below the goal line, Liver for Lovett, shorthanded. They'll play it all the way back. Lovett, I think, thought the ref was his man, but Krillman was there. Krillman taking time off the penalty clock. He'll send it all the way down. Williams, as Sorhando plays it up the wall, cycled back, in below for Williams. He'll get his feet moving north. Over the blue line, that pass broken up by Logan Treewin and sent all the way back down. As that'll do it here for the power play for the Weeks. As Ganesh onto the bench, out for him will be Lovett. And over the blue line offside are the Weeks. As that'll stop play with 14:16 remaining on the clock. Faceoff going to come outside of the Max zone. We'll see if any assist on the fourth goal for the Max. I don't believe so. Yes, Sam Fleming unassisted, doing it all himself on the penalty kill there. It really started with Shear and Welsh hounding the puck to start the kill, killing off the first 45 seconds, and then right over the boards was Fleming, and he continued the work and ended up capitalizing. Heads up, that puck almost taking another exit sign. As one of the young kids here below us will go over and try to track that down. As you'll see him come into your screen there in the pink hat, running around the boards. All you can see is his head. He's hustling over to get that puck that had gone out of play. Add that one to the collection at home. Offensive zone draw for the Weeks. One back to the wall. Not to the point, though, is Suds up the wall. Liam Conlon, the lone goal scorer for the Weeks here so far. The call up from the Basin View Armada. A 5-hole goal in the first on a nice feed from Jaden Croft. The lone goal here so far for the Weeks as they trail 4-1 here on the road. It's inside 14 minutes remaining on the clock. An icing call charged to the Max. 13:41 remaining. Second period of play. Max coming into the period with a 2-1 lead, extending it by a couple goals here to give them a 3-goal lead with just over halfway remaining in the second period. Kidd offensive zone draw against Will Scheer. Will Scheer has a brother playing for the Wolverines in the U18 league. He leads his team, Jack Scheer, in points. Here's Suds up the wall. Williams steps up. That's going to take away the icing. No, says the official icing call charge to the Max. Strong thought, hey man, the defenseman stepped up on me there, but the official thought the defenseman never attempted to make a play on the puck or the man, so it'll be an icing charge call to the Max. Kidd, another offensive zone draw, has Williams lined up at the point behind him. See if Kyle McClellan's got a face-off drawn up here, trying to get back within 2. Down low, Suds. Below for Bootlier, up the wall, Scheer. Chipping it up for Strong into the neutral zone. Cooper Strong at the red line will send it in and peel off for the change. Full line change, all 5 for the Max. New skaters out there. Here's Williams. He's going to skate it up through the neutral zone. Williams down the wall. Has a shot go up into the mesh out of play. Field goal good as I flipped up on the stick of number 18, Lawrence Williams. And that'll stop play here with 13:10 now on the clock. Another offensive zone draw for the Weeks. This time it'll be Sim, Fraser, Burcham, and Cohen Tanner out there for the Weeks on the draw. Out to the neutral zone. Fleming sitting on 2 points on the game. A penalty, a shorthanded goal, and an assist going as well to him on the Logan Treewin power play goal. So Max leading by 3. Draw to the glove hand side of Chandler Bell once again. Sim will do it over. Same utilities out there for the draw. Sim wins it into the corner. Unable to come up with it. Bottomley sticks it down at the point. Heads up, Burcham trying to get it back in deep. Goes off the stick of Breen, and face-off will come outside of the zone. Lots of pucks for the young fans here this evening, as that's probably the 6th one out of play. Not onto the mesh, as it's worked up the far side and chipped in. Pugsley. Bell stops it up for Krillman. He'll rim it around the wall. Heads up, big hit there. Finishing his check was Fraser. Trying to pick up the physicality, get his team going here. Odell on the turnover. Back for Breen at the point. Breen walks in, shot. Blocked by Sim. He'll work it up into the neutral zone for Fraser. And behind him, turn right back. Bottomley loses an edge. He'll gather his footing, and get back into the play. Breen, he'll chips that in. Bottomley on the half wall, shot there. And it doesn't make its way to the net, and out come the Weeks. Good job there by Cole Pugsley to take the puck and control it up into the neutral zone. Here's Sim. Out front, turns it over. Fleming, he'll dish it out wide. Krillman up to center, he'll chip it in and go give chase. McEachern to it first. Krillman trying to bump him off the puck. Haverstock trying to wrap around Temp. He gets knocked over. Puck up into the neutral zone. Here comes Conlon. Liam Conlon, the call up from the Basin View Armada, the U16 League. Doing a great job feeding their players up. Develop them into U18 players. As the buffer league between the U15 and U18 League. Here's a rebound off the end wall, held onto by Bell for a whistle. 11:29 remaining. Second period of play. 4-1 lead, Max on top of the Weeks. A little bit of penalty trouble here for the Weeks in the few periods, I guess the period and a half played so far So they'll try to stay out of the box and try to get a power play maybe. Try to get them back within 2 before the end of the second period. As 2-goal lead, the worst lead in hockey. So I'll redo the draw. Another offensive zone draw for the Weeks. Kidd on the draw against Lovett. One back to the point. And now out, Liver trying to work it around the man. Into the zone. Flip back here just in front of us. It'll be Croft feeding it up ahead for Kidd. Had it knocked away from him. Trewin trying to center. Now off the glove, Trewin. Up into the neutral zone, picked off McEachern. Chipping it in, Jax Ganesh for Trewin. Over for Ganesh. Had to catch up with it there. He'll sauce it across. Liver skates onto it. Cutting through the middle of the ice, turns it back over as Kidd. And the helmet of Liver pops off there as Kidd and him collided. Lovett picks that centering pass off. He'll work it below his goal line and reverse it up the wall for Strong. On a late hit there on Ian Lovett. As Kidd finished his check on a forecheck below the goal line. Ian Lovett on the receiving end of that. He'll stay out on the ice. Ganesh, he'll wait for Lovett as he'll peel off for the change. River Welsh out now. Shear will hop out as well. Here's Welsh. Sidestepping a hit. Gets turnbuckled there. Ganesh, though, down low, centered. Out to Trewin. Off the end wall and picked up by McKenzie. McKenzie centered onto the stick by Green. Green to center for Eisner, who chips that in below the goal line. Krillman reversing there. Takes a hit from Green. Into the corner. 2-on-2 battle. Welsh trying to work it out to the point, though. Williams lets a shot go. Bell rebound. Clear back on a flip there. Williams smartly dumps it back into the corner. Centered. Bell at good active stick. Green gloves it to his stick. Shot, and it's blocked and cleared by the Max. I believe that was Krillman in there. Williams pressured on the end wall. Welsh and Shear in there trying to work it out in the corner as McKenzie lays a cross check down there to Shear. He goes into the boards. And McKenzie's going to go to the box for cross-checking. And with that, 9:25 remaining on the clock. It's going to be a timeout. We'll be back here in a minute's time for the second half of the second period.
My McDonald's Rewards gets you breakfast before work, free fries at lunch, for the friend who said they didn't want any, and whatever a meal is at this hour. Join My McDonald's Rewards to get free McDs.
Remove dirt, grease, and debris with a high-pressure, environmentally friendly wash from The Big Wash. With over 20 years' experience, The Big Wash can tackle any job, from heavy industrial equipment and truck fleets to residential buildings and parking lots. Plus, they do boats, patios, and graffiti removal. Locally owned and operated, fully insured, and working year-round 24/7. The Big Wash, 70 Crane Lake Drive, Bears Lake. Online at thebigwash.ca.
Well, will remain 5-on-5. During the TV timeout, you weren't able to see, but Will Shear assessed an unsportsmanlike penalty, I believe, for embellishment. So it will remain 5-on-5 here. Offensive zone draw for the Max to start the second half of the second period. So no power play, no penalty kill for either squad. Coincidental penalties for cross-checking and embellishment on Will Shear. Bell will play it below his goal line. Croft to it first, cycling out of the reach. Krillman, he'll keep things moving up the wall. That'll be cycled back by Fleming. Up the wall. Bottomley has it now. Bottomley centers. Sullivan chipping it up ahead. Krillman joins the play with Bottomley across. Krillman can't corral it on his backhand. Tries to bank it off the backside there of Sorhando. It's down low. Here's Sullivan out front trying to get a shot away there. Good job to get the stick lifted on the back check was Bircham. That puck sent all the way down. It's going to be an icing call charged to the Weeks. As Pictou not pleased with that icing call. Thought it might have got tipped, I think. Couldn't quite hear. Now another offensive zone draw for the Max. Tying up there was Liver. Turned over, Bottomley. Works it down the wall. Centers onto the stick of Liam Conlon. At the point, Krillman had stepped up, knocked it away momentarily. Good stick there by Krillman. Heads up. Bircham runs over Fleming at center ice. Tanner at the blue line, turns it over. Fleming finishing his check. He'll peel off into the bench. As that's sent in, delayed offside, the Max will be forced to tag up at the blue line. Some intense action here. The Max leading by a score of 4-1. Bircham circling back in his own zone for Tanner. Turns it over for Haverstock, who will chip it in. Short side, chip back up here for Eisner. Eisner had to go off of his skate, and the Max dump it right back in. McKay's going to forecheck. Uzuchuko finishing his check on the end wall. McKay on the half wall, sending it back down low. And behind, rimmed around, as mentioned, Haverstock won't shy away from his checks. Getting his licks in when he can. As he'll chip it in. That puck will be sent all the way down. An icing call will be charged to the Weeks. As under a siege of pressure from the Max, the Weeks elect to dump that all the way down. Shear out of the box along with McKenzie. The puck off the draw, worked in below the goal line, now up the half wall. Physicality continuing here as we're 7 minutes now remaining in the period. The Weeks have a shot go. Bell, pad save below the goal line. Worked up the wall here. Bootlier, high flip off the glove there of Liver. Love was the first to touch it, and it's going to be a hand pass charged to the Max this time. And the face-off in the neutral zone. So good action here. The Max up by a score of 4-1, but the chances both ways. Bell just being able to make a couple more saves than Jared Sorhando. But both teams playing really solid here so far. Over halfway through the game as it's rimmed around to the far side. Liver got a stick on it but couldn't control it. Sent right back in by the Weeks. Chip back into the neutral zone. Williams steps up, has it go off of his body and picked up. 2-on-1. Liver has a step. Liver cutting to the middle. Goes down. Here's a chance. Liver spinning, shooting. It goes high. Suds will step in. Fraser trying to work it out. On the half wall, Fraser coming up with the puck, turns it over. Sim had to go off of his stick. Now here's a chance. Lovett's shot. That goes just wide. Lovett on a good chance there in front of the net. There's a good back check by Liver, and he got upended on a big hit there from Fraser, and Fraser hands to the side. Interference call charged to number 16. He'll go to the box once again. And it'll be another interference call charged to number 16, Ethan Fraser. And the Max will head to the Fatso Peanut Butter Power Play, as I hope this game doesn't get out of hand here inside the Forum. As at some point we got to let the players decide what happens on the ice. As face-off, kick back to Treewin. He'll work it across. Ganesh back for Treewin. Waiting. Delaying. Back across for Jax Ganesh. Down low, Odell tried to let a one-timer go. That puck cleared up into the bench of the Weeks by their captain, Sullivan. It'll stop play. Face-off will stay in the Weeks zone. 5:47 remaining on the clock. Second period, 1:45 on the penalty clock. Ethan Fraser in the box, charged 2 minutes for interference on a big hit on Gavin Liver. So the max, as Bell will leave it behind his net. Centered onto the stick. Odell kicks it wide. Ganesh mishandled it. Up ahead, not out. Treewin, good hold there. He works it to the half wall. Stops up, slows things down. Logan Treewin, drop past Jax Ganesh for Treewin. Treewin looking for a stick. It's blocked by Kidd. Ganesh for Treewin. Looking back door, trying to slide was River Welsh. That clearing attempt goes off the backhand of Ganesh and trickles out into the neutral zone where they'll regroup. Treewin to center. He'll dump it hard. Take a bump from Kidd to the far side corner. Welsh trying to get that puck out. Down on the end wall, or I guess the half wall, I should say. Sullivan awaits just out of the pile. 3-on-2 as Weeks happy to keep it pinned on the wall. It sneaks out. White clears it on his backhand all the way down. The Weeks able to change. Bell leaves it for Ganesh. Lovett swings. Creelman swings to the short side. He'll gather the puck up through the neutral zone. Riley Kilman, the captain for the Max, will high flip that in. McKenzie clearing off the skates of Shear. Liver's shot, and then they save. And going down there, McKenzie, and it's going to be a 4-on-4 here for 13 seconds on a slashing call to Sam Fleming. Slashing call to Sam Fleming on McKenzie will have us 4-on-4 for about 13 seconds. And then a 1:47 power play for the Pictou County Weeks Majors. Croft on the offensive zone draw. I'm sure Fraser wanting to get out there for this power play. I'm sure he'll join them right as soon as his penalty's done. Creelman behind the net. Pressured by Sim. He'll work it out for Suds. Suds drops it. Lovett over the blue line. Lovett cuts to the middle. Had it knocked off of his stick. Back in the neutral zone. Riley Creelman will flip it back. Picked up. Williams has it below his goal line, or below the blue line. The door on the far side of the penalty box is open. Heads up, Shear. And Williams tangled up there. The Pictou County bench wanted a call. Burcham through the neutral zone. He'll send it out wide. Fraser back for Burcham in. Bell steering it away with his stick to the corner. Shear chipping it up but not out. Sim at the point. Down the wall for Burcham. In the corner, Burcham center scores. Croft, I think, got a stick on it or maybe a sharp angle snipe. But yes, it was. Jaden Croft with his second point of the night. Making a goal this time with 3:20 remaining in the second period. Cuts the lead to 2. On a power play goal for the Weeks as they'll cut it to 2 here late in the second period. As the assist will go, I believe, to Ewan Sim for sure from the point, who worked it down low, and try to figure out who got the other one and let you know before the end of this period. As now a little bit of momentum trying to pick it up here are the Weeks, but out come the Max. Fleming will send that in, take a hit from Sullivan for his efforts. Here's Conlon centering, taking a bump onto the stick of Green. Green for Kidd. Kidd makes a move to his backhand, had it poked away from him as Kidd in the net will stop play as Nathan Kidd sliding in there. Croft from Burcham and Fraser on the goal. Croft from number 16, Ethan Fraser, and number 12, Burcham. It'll be another offensive zone draw for the Weeks. Or no, face-off's going to come outside, so Kidd was in the net. to stop the play, and face-off will be forced outside, 2:42 remaining. Second period of play, 4-2 lead for the Max. Sim, Fleming on the draw. Fraser has it. He picked up an assist. So he's got his mark all over the game sheet. A couple penalties and now an assist here tonight as chipping it in. Ganesh has it. He'll work it across and working it right back. Here's Fleming over the blue line. Takes a bump. He'll work it in. Sullivan below the goal line. Takes a hit from Fraser. He'll rim it around. Trewin elects to back off. Smart play late in the period. He'll just take the 3-on-3 back up ice. Here come the Weeks. Nice little give and go and a shot there. Pad save from Bell. To the point. Shot blocked. Off the body, I think it hit Ganesh. And now here's a chance. Bottomley going to turn the Jets on. MJ Bottomley to his backhand and a save. Puck loose. Diving for it was Sullivan and somehow able to keep it out. Diving back with Sullivan was number 8, Cohen Tanner, and this game stays a 2-goal game. What a chance for MJ Bottomley. Couldn't tuck it around the pad of Sorhando. The rebound sat there in the crease, free for anyone. 2 men dove at it, and wow, what a series of events from one end to the other here inside the Forum. Minute 56 remaining on the clock. Face off here, battled for on the draw. Trying to work it in, and they do. Uzuchuko as right back. Here come the Weeks. White poked off of his stick onto the stick of McKay. He'll drive it down. McKay shot and steered away. Uzuchuko will cycle it down low. Williams, though, to it first for the Weeks. Clearing around to the far side, cycled back down low. Williams will get it. Lawrence Williams below his goal line. Back out into the neutral zone. Krillman will back off. 1.5 minutes remaining. Second period. Suds regroups below his goal line. Krillman, he'll rim it around. Williams is going to step up and offside at the line, saying the linesman will stop play. Williams read that play from Krillman on the rim. Tried to get there before, but it's an offside call charged. With 1:17 remaining now. Kidd on the draw against Lovett. Neutral zone draw. One back by Nathan Kidd. Weeks regroup. That pass off the stick. Lovett chipping it back down in below the Weeks goal. Sorrando out to play it. Conlon had troubles with it. Max center is Liver mixing it up a little bit there as they're going to tussle in front with Sullivan. Liver and Sullivan there with 1 minute 1 second remaining on the clock. 5-on-5, both of them are going to head to the box. So Liver to the Max box. Sullivan to the Majors box. Tyler Sullivan, the captain, not happy about something. Liver to the Max box. So I didn't see what happened before that. So an offensive zone draw. Once again now for the Max here with 1 minute and 1 second remaining. I guess a minute and 1 second remaining here in the second period of play. 5-on-5 will remain as that pace off. One back, Ganesh trying to cycle it back in deep, just able to hold the line. Now the Weeks. Here's Ewan Sim. Pressured, sticking with it. Sim avoids a hit there. He'll keep his feet moving. Now off there was Sullivan. Dropping back for Trewin. Back in, here's McEachern. Has it right in front of his goal. He almost turned that over. Strong on the forecheck. Just under half a minute remaining here in the period. McEachern takes a high hit there from Sullivan. A shot wide. Sullivan. And McEachern not happy with the plan there. A high hit on McEachern for sure. saw the bubble go up. No call on any of the play there at all. And this is what I was talking about, it potentially getting a little bit out of hand, as you don't want to see guys taking liberties at each other, but when the calls seem to be going just one-sided, players start to get frustrated, and that's going to be the result of that. No call on the play. It was definitely a high hit, for sure, on McEachran. I'm always to the side of the players, but that was a high hit for sure on McEachran. You don't like to see those high hits, especially at a young age, especially with all the concussion problems going on with kids later after hockey. Is Odell finishing his check to physicality, picking up here once again at the end of the period. Shear in front of the Weeks bench, turns it over, 3 seconds remaining, up to center. McKenzie drops it at the blue line, gives a little whack to Ganish's stick, and that'll do it here for the second period of play. So after 2, the Max leading by a score of 4-2. We'll be back here for the third and final period of regulation after this 15-minute intermission.
Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better. Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with
And welcome back inside the Halifax Forum for the third period of regulation between the Max and the Pictou County Weeks Majors here as we get set for puck drop. The Max lead by a score of 4-2 to start the third period. Face off up at center ice. Will Shear will face off against Sim. 5-on-5 to start. In the box will be the captain for the Pictou County Majors in Tyler Sullivan to start, as well as number 20 for the Max in Gavin Liver to start the third period. Coincidental roughing calls at the end of the period, near the end of the period, will carry over, and a big block shot there by Fraser. He's going to get after Ganesh. Fraser stops up below the goal line. Ganesh wheeling out, trying to make a move, turns it over. Fraser leaves it. Pugsley trying to get it down low off of his stick. Out comes Shear for Odell. Through the neutral zone, over the blue line. Odell waits, stops up. He'll delay, looking for some support. He'll cycle down low. That puck off the shot there, blockered away. Sharp angle shot from Ganesh. Is that shot off the shin pad? Ganesh looking backdoor. Odell for Suds. Suds waits for Ganesh, who smartly dumps it in, and he'll peel off for the change. Shear down low, taking it up the wall, spinning away from the pressure of Burcham. As he'll pinch Shear off, he'll keep his feet moving. Sim picking up the puck. He'll wheel it, center it, and Shear running over Ewan Sim on the far boards after he had dished that puck to the middle. Good job there by Burcham to send it in deep. Creelman gathers it up. He'll stretch it up to the far side. Williams, good defensive play there on Fleming. As Sullivan finishing his check, out come the Weeks. Kidd trying to sneak through. Nathan Kidd had it knocked away. He's centered to the point. Cross. Here's a shot. Williams had it blocked. And out come the Max. Bottomley under his stick. Regrouped in the neutral zone and sent right back in. McEachern, good to see him back out there after taking a high hit late in the first period. Kidd out there with Conlon. Goal scorer, one of the goal scorers for the Weeks. To the point. McKenzie's shot glove save by Bell. Holds on for the whistle. 17:50 remaining on the clock here in the third period. 4-2 lead for the Max. The Weeks looking to get on the board, or not on the board, get one here early in the third and then build off of that. The Max looking to try to shut things down here in the third period. Tanner at the point, he'll walk, take a shot, and it goes off a stick into the corner. Down low, in front, Tanner's shot and a pad save by Bell, steers that into the corner. To the point, good active stick there by McKay, knocking it back. Was White trying to feed it cross ice to the far side, where Williams in the corner. Nice one-handed pass there for White. White centers, good pickup, reaching out there with one hand to gather that up. Centering it was Green for the man White. He got a shot away to the point. Tanner walking, shooting, blocker saved by Bell, pad saved by Bell. Boutlier gathering up the rebound. He'll work it up for Nate McKay up the far side. Through the neutral zone, up for Uzachuko. He'll drive it down low. Uzachuko shot, trying to tuck it up short side, unable to get it elevated. As out come the Weeks. Pictou through the neutral zone. White flips it in. Bell tried to play it. Liver out of the box, plays it up for Uzachuko in the neutral zone, but it's turned over by Bertram. Now back, here come the Max. Strong over the blue line, trying to feed it back for Liver, who runs his man into the Zamboni door. Love it. He'll cycle that all the way to the far side corner. Bertram and Strong turning it over. Liver trying to find Lovett's shot. Just past the pad into the far side wall. Creelman stepping in, holds it momentarily. Sim turns it over at the blue line right on the stick here. Strong shot angle. Shot goes off the iron, I think, to the side here. Brain, good job getting back as it's worked back here for Lovett. Lovett at the blue line, turns it over. Creelman following up. He works it right back. Liver. Creelman's going to drive the net. Sim, he's going to chip it all the way down. It's going to be nice and call charged to the Weeks Majors with 15:56 remaining. Face-off will go all the way back down. The Max will change up forward utilities. It's going to be Welsh with Odell and Shear now. So they have a quick chat about the offensive zone draw. Upcoming, it'll be Shear to dig in on the draw. Trying to, I'm guessing, win it back on his backhand for Krillman, who waits at the point. He's out there with Breen. On the draw, picking it up. Odell's shot there as he came over top of the circle. Picked up the loose puck, got a quick shot, but a save there by Sorhando. It's flipped in by Welsh. Into the corner, Odell trying to get to it. High stick taken away there. It's up to the centerman there. It's held in by Krillman. Towards the net with Shear. Steered away, Sorhando. Into the corner. Trying to get things moving up. Burcham pinching in with Shear. As out comes Frazier. Frazier. Intended pass goes off the skate there, and Odell pushes it back into his own zone for Breen. Cross for Odell. Centered onto the stick. Krillman makes a move there. He'll work it up with Welsh, and an offside there is Welsh. Unable to get it over the line as Krillman tried to drag the toe, but unable to hold up long enough. And an offside charged to the Max. Face-off will go just below us to the left. Fleming will dig in now this time. Against Kidd, Fleming gets the better of him. Sending that in was Trewin. A hard rim to the short side. Ganesh here on this side waits. Now he'll back off. Out comes Kidd with speed. Ganesh getting a bump there on Conlon to slow him down below the goal line. Trewin taking a hit from Kidd. Fleming buries the man from behind. No call on the play. Door flew open. Out come the Max. Drop pass for Ganesh was in behind him. To the far side, or to the short side, here's Kidd. He works it up. Off the stick of McKenzie. Good job to follow things up. Croft tried to work it in, had it knocked back. Williams will flip that in. Ganesh. Sauce pass for Trewin. Cross ice here on the short side. Sullivan over the red line. He'll dump it in below the goal of Sorhando, who works it right back up the wall. McKenzie chipping it. Not out though. Ganesh. He'll high flip it into the far side where Bottomley awaits. Bottomley centers. Trying to find it out front was Fleming as they battle out in front now. Fleming, a little pushing going on there between him and McKenzie. And no calls on the play there. Fleming escorted to his bench. Just over 14 minutes remaining. A little bit of an intense start to this third period. Couple hits, little bit of chatting going on behind the play between a couple players maybe. Tanner will come off. Sullivan will stay. Offensive zone drop for the Max. One back. McKay to his D-man. That's Krillman for Suds. Gavin Suds works it across for McKay. Lets a shot go. And Sorhando holds on for the whistle. Uzachuko and Sullivan maybe exchanging a couple words. Uzachuko doesn't seem to be saying much, but Sullivan not happy with Uzachuko there on the doorstep. Uzachuko having a word with Haverstock and McKay before the draw. Krillman and Suds on the back end. They'll do it again. Haverstock trying to get it. And a good job there by Pugsley to pick it up to center. Now it'll be chipped in by Green. And right back out into the neutral zone. Good read. Heads up. Nash Haverstock had the man Burcham lined up. Uzachuko gathers a loose puck up over the neutral zone. Uzachuko in on the offensive zone below the goal line. Up on the half wall. Good job there by the Weeks. Pinch him off. And out Pugsley over the line. He'll drop for White. Onto the stick, though, of Green in the corner. Back for White. He's pinched off by Uzachuko. And now a 2-on-1 for the Max. Haverstock. Good back check there from Burcham. Haverstock sticks with it. McKay was with him. A little bit of extra here going on afterwards as the men will go down. McKay and Haverstock go down. The man skating away was number 23, Green. There won't be any penalties on the play, so a little bit of physicality after the whistle. Face-off will be just below us, 13-13 remaining on the clock. Face-off is won, and Ganesh is going to send it right back in. Williams will high stick it down, and it'll stop play. This time the face-off will go into the offensive zone for the Max. Strong will face off against Sim. Strong lost that one, and out comes the Weeks through the neutral zone. Fraser just onside, centers. Lovett intercepted it. Puck in the feet of Fraser. He was looking around for it. Had no idea where it was. Here's Strong. Nice centering pass. Ganesh jumping up into the zone. Has Liver. Ganesh waits. Dishes. And a pad save. Sorhando sliding across to keep this a 2-goal game. As that puck chipped around Ganesh. Sim didn't know where it was. He was looking back over one shoulder. It was the other shoulder that it was going to. Tanner turns it over, centers, delayed call, and a knee call. Looks like it's going to go. It's going to be Ganesh, I think, for the trip. So Jax Ganesh to the box for the trip. And a power play upcoming for the Weeks. This will be a Thompson moving penalty kill for the Halifax Max. Ganesh not happy with the call there. A tripping call charged to him in the Weeks now with a power play here with 12:33. Looking to get back within one. Face off, won by the Max. Cleared around though, as McKenzie though to it first in the corner. Back for Kidd. Kidd centers for Tanner. Back for Kidd. Nathan Kidd walks it up top. He'll dish it for Tanner, who skates it down low. Tanner centers off the stick. Back for Kidd. Kidd, nice move. He'll walk it in. Kidd, got a little bit of a high stick there from Shear. They away carriage, so it's all right. Quick movement there from the Weeks. That shot fanned on a broken stick. It was not a fan. It was a broken stick for Tanner. He'll go to the bench, grab a new one. You see him enter the bottom of the frame there. And the puck out of play. Face-off will stay inside it. Another puck out of play. The parents up there caught the puck, threw it back down. They'll play with the same puck. And the penalty kill for the Max coming into the game, 89% on the season. The power play for the Weeks, 30%. As they looked here to get a power play goal to bring them within one. Trying to mount the comeback here as they trailed at one point by a score of 4-1. As the man goes into the far side corner. Down low, McKenzie. Sharp angle shot goes high. Croft cycles down the wall. Trying to work it out of there. Good job. And that'll be sent out by Shear. As unable to work it out there was Conlon. Up here for Fraser. Pressured by Liver. Fraser up for White. White is going to go back into his own zone. Has 35 seconds remaining on the power play for the Weeks. Still skated up. Here's Williams chipping it in to the corner. Williams losing his footing. Breen clears up over the head of Burcham all the way down. 20 seconds now remaining on the power play. Burcham, Liver applies a little bit of pressure now. He'll back off to the ringette line. Burcham kicking it wide. Now kicked out for Sim. He'll dish it back now. Here's a chance to shot there and a blocker save by Bell. Rattles all the way around to the weak zone. Burcham pressured by Liver on the end wall. Played there. Burcham. He'll cycle it up the wall. Take a bump from Lovett for his effort. Down the wall now is Strong. Back to 5-on-5. The Weeks unable to kill off or unable to capitalize on the power play as a shot there. As in behind was Lovett. Now a little more pushing and shoving going on. Lovett having a couple words there with number 18, Lawrence Williams. Face-off will stay inside the zone of the Weeks. It'll be number 23, Hunter Green. He'll face off against Will Shear. Off the draw, won by Green. Around, that puck. Centered all the way off the stick, or I guess not off the stick. I thought it got centered from Pugsley, but it goes all the way down. An icing call charge with 10:05 remaining on the clock. Here in the third period, it'll be another offensive zone draw for the Max. Odell, offensive zone draw this time. Has Shear behind him. He wins it back. Will Shear walks over. Shot and a glove save. Sorhondo holds on for the whistle. So Shear took it on the other side. This time it was Odell who took the draw on this side. We'll see who takes it this time. If it'll be Odell or Shear or Welsh, who knows. But this time now Odell once again. Shear lines up behind him. Suds awaits at the point as well. One, back, Suds, plays it across, Krillman, he'll walk it over for a nice little dish across. Shear had it go into his skates. He'll get it back and cycle it down low for Odell. Working it back, Shear playing a little bit of a shield there to allow Suds to gather it up. He'll work it around. Suds now has it back at the point as it worked all the way around the zone. It back to him. Krillman down low for Shear, centering out in front. Welsh picking up the centering attempt. Krillman shot blocked, and they'll have to get back as now with speed. Kidd had it go in behind him on the pass is out to the neutral zone. Welsh chips it back just inside the line. Croft spinning away from pressure of Odell. Here's Jaden Croft. Up through the neutral zone, turns it over. The Max looking to get things moving up north. Shear spins off the check. As here's 4 wide up for the Max. That's centered. Krillman leaves it for Odell, but unable to stick with it. Odell spinning it in behind the goal line for Shear. Out for Odell, and a shot there. Save by Sorhando, and out comes Fraser. Pressured by Shear. By the Max bench. Fraser and Shear tied up there still. As that puck was dumped in, the Weeks are able to get the change on the back end as the Max now off the skate of the official. River Welsh thought he was home free as Fraser takes a bump, turns it over by the blue line, and McKenzie will have to go back for that puck. Fleming's going to pressure up to the neutral zone. Bottomley picks it off. Bottomley over the line. Turns it right back over. Fraser's going to flip it back into the neutral zone. Batted down by Fleming at the blue line. Fleming at center. Chips it right back in. Sorhando out to stop it up. He waits for instructions. He'll rim it. It'll go right off of Bertram, though. Played around here. McKenzie centers. Across. Fraser. Drop pass. Sim trying to break through the defenseman. Had it knocked away from him by Ganesh. To the point. Tanner's going to send it back up here to the short side wall. It got blocked, though. Good stick by Sullivan in there. McKenzie chipping it up ahead for Fraser. Fraser. Cross corner dump to the far side. Boutlier quickly up the far side wall. Sullivan gets pinched off there. Good solid check on the far side by Lawrence Williams. Green works it D-to-D for McEachern. McEachern, high sauce for Williams. He'll knock it down and skate it up for Tanner. Up over the blue line. Tanner chipping it in. Williams activating it from the point. He centers out in front. Tanner had it go off his skate. He'll center off the stick. Tanner, good back check there. Keeps it in momentarily. Uzuchuko in his skates. Up, and it's going to be a delayed call upcoming. It looks like it's going to be Haverstock for the hook. And with 7:08 remaining, we will have a TV timeout, followed up by a Weeks power play and a Max. Thompson moving penalty kill after this minute intermission.
My McDonald's Rewards gets you breakfast before work, free fries at lunch, for the friend who said they didn't want any, and whatever a meal is at this hour. Join My McDonald's Rewards to get free McDs.
Remove dirt, grease, and debris with a high-pressure, environmentally friendly wash from The Big Wash. With over 20 years' experience, The Big Wash can tackle any job, from heavy industrial equipment and truck fleets to residential buildings and parking lots. Plus, they do boats, patios, and graffiti removal. Locally owned and operated, fully insured, and working year-round 24/7. The Big Wash, 70 Crane Lake Drive, Bears Lake. Online at thebigwash.ca.
Back here for the last 7 minutes and 8 seconds of regulation. Weeks on the power play. And a Max on the Thompson moving penalty kill. Their penalty kill coming into the game at 89%. A shot there. Got blocked, I believe, from Breen. To the point. Work back. Williams, another opportunity for the Weeks to get within one. That shot fan on. Another chance goes off the side of the net. Ewan Sim had the open cage as that puck goes up through the mesh and out of play. 6:45 remaining on the clock. Third period. Well, 2-goal game. Fraser on the draw against Lovett. One back by Lovett. Around Suds. Clearing attempt off a Sim, held in. That puck sent back. Fraser wasn't there. Sim intended it to go back for his D-man who had taken the draw. Or I guess the centerman. They got, I think, 4 forwards out there. Here's Williams. He'll center for Kidd. Nathan Kidd going to get his feet going. The two faster players in the league there in Ian Lovett and Nathan Kidd get tied up at center. Sent right back in the Max. Killing off the first minute of this penalty successfully here so far as here's Sim. Weaving his way through the neutral, turns it over. Here's Will Shear in alone. Shear to his backhand forehand. Couldn't tuck it around the pad and had it bobble over his stick. Almost a costly turnover there on the power play as they look to try to capitalize here. 45 seconds remaining. They'll work it up ice. Over the line, Fraser had it poked off of his stick. Shear chips it back in. William to it first and by his hash marks. For Croft. Has 2 points on the game, a goal and an assist. Croft working it in. Kidd back for Croft. Croft centers off the pad as it was blocked on the way by Ganesh and held onto by Bell. It'll freeze play. 23 seconds remaining on the power play here for the Pictou County Weeks Crushers. And about 5.5 minutes remaining on the clock here for the time in regulation. We'll see if the Weeks can amount a comeback here late in the third period. Offensive zone draw, won by the Max. Here's a chance, a shot, and Treewin lays out for that. It trickled its way onto Bell, who holds on for the whistle. We'll see. Here are 15 seconds remaining on the penalty. To Nash Haverstock for the hook. Off the draw. Here's a chance. Pugley point blank in front. And Bell coming up with the save there as it gets chipped all the way down by Fleming. Left there, Tanner back to 5-on-5. Heel wheel up to the neutral zone. Tanner over the blue line. Trying to cut through some sticks there. Can't do so. White takes a hit there from Fleming. It's dished across here for Conlon. Below the goal line, Conlon takes a hit. Centered out in front. Is unable to control it. Krillman gathers it up. He'll play it over here for Suds. Suds up off the glass into the neutral zone. Under the hand of Mackenzie Bottomley. Over top of Tanner. Flipped back. Krillman to center, dumping it right in on to the goal of Jared Sorhando. Here's Tanner spinning behind his net. He's pressured by Fleming. Fleming goes down and Tanner is going to go to the box with 4:25 remaining. The Max are going to head back to the Fatso Peanut Butter power play as Fleming had the feet pulled out from underneath him by number 8. Cohen Tanner, and the Max to the power play. The Pictou County Weeks Majors will have to kill off this one. Trying to stay within a 2-goal margin. But Tanner to the box for the trip. The Max to the Fatso Peanut Butter power play here. Under 5 minutes remaining. They lead by 2. Odell on the draw. 1 though by the Weeks. Below the goal line, Welsh and Sullivan out there. Sullivan working it back for Treewin for Ganesh. Ganesh lets a shot go, tipped, rebound. Welsh, another pad save. Good job there by Jared Sorhando. Ganesh at the point. He'll dish it across, walking in, centering pass off the stick of Sullivan and dumped down right onto the net of Bell by McEachern. Bell playing it behind Treewin, reversing it up the wall. Here's Ganesh. Ganesh will kick it wide for Welsh over the blue line. Welsh stops up at the ringette line, drops it off for Odell, trying to work it out to the point. Treewin steps now. Here's a break. Short-handed, Kidd can't get to it. Bell out to play it. Kidd pressured that. Bell had to be smart with it there. Up, and Kidd's going to pressure once again. Nathan Kidd trying to kill off this team's penalty for his man in Tanner. Cohen Tanner in the box. Kidd with a wraparound attempt, got knocked over. He was already on his knees. A little bit of a cheeky hit there. It's in over the line. Williams runs over the man there, and they clear it down. The full length. Good job to clear it all the way was Hunter Green. Under 3 minutes remaining here. Half a minute on the power play for the Max. They'll work it in over the line, and heads up. Fleming took a big hit there from Tyler Sullivan, the captain, trying to get the momentum back here. 15 seconds remaining on the power play for the Max. Puck pinned in the corner. The Weeks got to get a goal here to try to get them within one here before it's too late. Bell in the corner, leaves it for Krillman. Krillman below his goal line. That'll do it for the power play. Out of the bench, or out of the box, here's Tanner. Into his own zone. Regrouping here. Taking his time, looking for an option. He'll feed it for Sim, who was just out of his reach. Shear dumped it back in. He's going to give chase. Out of the net was Sorhando. Shear to it first, though, takes that away. Shear in the corner, kicking it with his feet as he's tied up there. Battle in the corner. The Max will be happy to keep it down 200 feet from their goal. Inside 2 minutes remaining here in the third period. Uzachuko for Shear. Shear trying to spin away from some pressure in the corner. Uzachuko takes a bump from Sim. Sim kicks it over for Croft. Sitting on 2 points. Up for Tanner. Out of the box. Tanner trying to feed it through the middle. Turns it over onto the stick of McKay. McKay right over the blue line. Krillman steps up on the forecheck. Now he'll slow things down. Krillman across for Bottomley. MJ Bottomley up for Gavin Suds. Suds trying to find his Uzachuko backdoor. Unable to, as we're inside a minute and a half remaining in regulation. Burcham, pressured by Bottomley, takes a bump. It was a Uzachuko shot, played down low as Sorhando cleared it into the corner. Centered, up to the point, Suds just under his stick into the neutral zone. Last minute to play here in the third period inside the Halifax Forum on this Saturday night matchup between the Weeks and the Max, as the Max controlling the puck through the neutral zone. Bottomley. Uzachuko shot. Rebound. Good save there by Sorhando. Uzachuko cycling it over to the short side. Conlon couldn't clear it. Bottomley picks it up, walks in, lets a shot go off the stick. Frazier on the far side. Back into the neutral zone. We'll see if Sorhando follows the play up to the bench. He does. Turned over. Back into the neutral zone. McKay has it. Turned right back over. McKenzie. He'll chip it in. No icing on the play there as Lovett and McKay behind the play have a couple words for each other. Here's a chance for Strong, empty netter. Strong buries it home. And that'll give the Max the 5-2 lead here with 12 seconds remaining on the clock. And that'll put the icing on the cake with a little cherry on top. Here's the Max will stay up amongst the first place in the league. And that will drop the Weeks to 8 points below them with a win or a loss here tonight. And the Max are going to win their 29th game of the season. 5-2 the score here, 5 seconds remaining. Suds trying to work it in, takes a hit there from Sullivan. Offside call at the line here with 1 second remaining on the clock, as they'll drop the puck, and that'll just be it. Breen will take it. Strong has a couple whacks there on the other side. One back by the Max, and that'll do it. So after 3 periods of regulation, the Halifax Max and Chandler Bell will come out with a victory by a score of 5-2 over the Pictou County Weeks Majors. The Max will improve their record to 29-1-1. The Weeks will go from 22-5-2 to 22-6-2. Thank you for tuning in here live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers, and that'll be all for me here tonight.